Hello and welcome to a War of the Spark sealed video here on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a little bit of a different approach to the sealed video, but before I dive into that, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this video, especially the new approach, be sure to hit the thumbs up and to support the channel and the video, and be sure to subscribe to get updates whenever I post new content and to join the squad. And finally, leave a comment if you have any questions or comments about the setup of this video or about the gameplay or about anything at all. So in this video, instead of just going through each card and walking you through the build process, we're going to talk about generally in sealed how you should be approaching gameplay and for this build instead of like a traditional build portion. So in this pool, it was really tricky for me. I did a more traditional thing where I went through all the cards, but I found that the deck I ended up building wasn't very good, and I think that it speaks to a more general thing about sealed that you need to be aware of, and that's that you need to have a game plan for winning the game, and you need to be able to maximize all of your cards in order to achieve that game plan. So in this particular pool, my best color was white, and that's because I had in white I have 3 copies of Wanderer's Strike, which just kills any creature and proliferates. And in order to maximize proliferate, you want to be playing as many creatures that get counters as you can, and as many planeswalkers as you can. And when you can potentially proliferate multiple times, proliferate is the type of mechanic that works better the more copies of it you have. So the more cards that care about counters, the more cards that put counters on creatures get better and better. So every card that can put a counter on a creature is almost always going to be good in this deck. And then any other card that proliferates is also going to work well with those cards. You kind of want to build around that. The most powerful card objectively in my pool, in terms of like working with proliferate, is probably Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, because if I can get this card up to its ultimate ability, I draw 7 cards and I just basically win the game on the spot. So if I have a proliferate stuff and Jace, those are the kind of colors I want to go to. Now I'm going to go through my other cards here, talk about them a little bit. The white cards up here, Defiant Strike, Rally of Wings, Makeshift Battalion, Topple the Statue, and Bond of Discipline aren't necessarily like. Bond of Discipline and Rally of Wings are generally pretty bad, but like the other 3 cards are just not horrific. You can play them in your limited decks, but they don't really work with that theme that we're going for, so they're not really the type of card that I want to be playing in this type of sealed deck. Wall of Runes is a similar type of card. You can sometimes play it, especially if you have ways to sacrifice it for value after it's lost its purpose, but generally doesn't work well with counters because it can't attack, so you want your creatures with counters on them to be able to attack. There is some argument to playing some amass cards, like Crush Descent or Relentless Advance, but unfortunately those are 2 of the worst amass cards, because Relentless Advance is essentially a 4-mana 3/3, which isn't super good even if you end up putting more counters on it from Proliferate, and Crush Descent, 4-mana counter spells that aren't even always usable, don't always counter the thing, is not really where you want to be in a lot of situations. So I'm not really a fan of that one either. So those unfortunately aren't really that great. And Totally Lost is normally is sometimes playable, but when your 5-drop slot is already 3 Wanderer Strikes, you generally don't need Totally Lost as much, and you just kind of want to have a lot of cards that work well with the Wanderer Strike that you can set up in the future. I'll go over briefly why I didn't play my other colors. My black cards just generally don't have anything super powerful going on. Like sure, Sorin's Thirst is pretty good. Like Unlikely Aid's fine. Davriel's okay. Obnixilus is good. Spark Reaper is like good, but like overall my black cards are just not like super powerful. They're not doing a game plan that can like rival the other decks that are being played. Same with my red cards. Like I have a couple Chandra's Pyrohelix, I have like a Tybalt's Rager, Devouring Helion can do good work in certain situations. And the point being, like Mizium Tank is just not like the bomb rare that wins you the game in limited. You need to have a more powerful strategy, and like overall these cards just don't do what you need to do to win games. They're just generic creatures. They're just okay cards. Looking at my green cards, similar boat. I've got a Pump Spell, Cron Wrangler, gets counters sometimes, but I don't really have the creatures to support a Cron Wrangler. And then I have some fixing, but like if you're playing green just for the fixing, you might as well just play other colors. Like my green cards just aren't excellent. And then going into my gold cards, like sure, I have like Ral's Outburst is probably my best gold card. Ral's Outburst is great. Oath of Kaya is pretty good, so like there is some like consideration to splashing, but in the blue and white color combination, you don't really have the tools to splash as effectively. So I just generally prefer not to splash if I can. And then like Death Sprout, and I have a Storev, which is quite a nice card, but generally those just aren't the type of goods either. And then a Mana Geode. So like I can't really splash in these colors. Like blue-white doesn't really splash particularly well, especially with only 1 mana geode. So I'm kind of like just trying to use all of my best cards and strategies in a way that can maximize my win percentage with this build. And that's just something that I kind of realized after playing a game. I built a green deck like a green-white deck initially, just because that splashed a little bit. But generally, I think that's just a little bit less powerful than just having kind of a more refined game plan. So hopefully that kind of talks you through Sealed as more of a process rather than I'm going to talk about this card being better than this card, and that's why I'm going to play it. It's more of a, how am I planning on winning the game? And in this case, I'm planning on like ticking up a Jace and ultimating and like getting a -8 off for that, using my Wanderer Strikes to their maximum ability, and then hopefully using all my removal pretty effectively along the way as well. So that is going to do it. I did play 1 match, as I already said, and lost it, but it was with a different deck and a different build process and all that stuff. So now, hopefully that was helpful. If you found that helpful, be sure to let me know in the comments and by hitting the thumbs up. This hand on the play is just not keepable. We can't cast any of our cards unless we draw specifically planes. We do have a 9/8 mana base because we do have more white cards than blue cards, even though we do have a triple blue card. Jace is more of a later game play for us a lot of the time anyway. But we just can't keep that hand. This hand is much better. Teo's Light Shield can get the counters rolling early, and we don't really want to planes here. We want to find action before we find anything else. It can also hold down the fort. Dovin's Veto is going to be pretty good, though. Oh, nice. So we have Flux Channeler and Teo's Light Shield. I think we probably want to put the counter onto the what do we want to put the counter onto? Probably onto the Flux Channeler because it's more important that it sticks around for us. So we just want to keep it safe from like fight spells or direct damage and stuff like that. And Teo's Light Shield is more expendable. Ooh, he also has a Flux Channeler. So now, I'm going to go there. We're going to put the counter onto our Flux Channeler and attack. And now we just kind of hope he doesn't have a 3 mana or 4 mana Planeswalker, because now we can like use our Dovin's Veto. Unfortunately, that's how that ended up going, but you know, sometimes that's the way it works. Whoa, Death Sprout. That's a double black card for you. Okay. Die, Kasmina. This is going to be very good for us if he double blocks. And we get to proliferate. This is just going to work out very well for us. Just a nice little bit of value here, and then every time if we use our Dovin's Veto to protect it, it'll become a 5/5. So I'm just generally pretty happy with how this game is going. And this is just what I was talking about. We have a couple of cards that care about proliferate. We had a way to put a counter on it, and now we kind of just use our strong game plan to our advantage if we can. Kasmina is a very good card, but we're gonna have a 5/5 with counter backup potentially soon, or we're gonna have a Okay. Get the Trusted Pegasus going. No attacks. Kiora's Dambreaker is going to put another counter on this as well. I think we're in okay shape. If we find a Wanderer Strike to kill the Thunder Drake, we're going to be in much better shape, but can't always have everything. So we're just going to pass. We'll hold up the Dovin's Veto rather than the Erratic Visionary. Of course, he plays an uncounterable spell, but, you know, such is life. That's really unfortunate for us. That was like not the right rare for him to have for us to do well in this game. We do have 3 copies of Wanderer's Strike though, so I'm not super worried about it. Yeah, we'll use our counter on that. Oh dear. Yeah. Hopefully we can find a island so we can cast the Dam Breaker and proliferate our stuff a little bit. No blocks. There we go. And I have faith that we will find a... just going to go face here. I have faith that we will find a way to kill this 5/5. We have 3 Wanderer Strikes and the Wanderer herself. Okay, Davriel's like fine against us here. Sure, we lose our Erratic Visionary, but he's not really doing much anyway. That's a little bit annoying. Definitely a good card here. Yeah, kind of wrecks me, but that's just the nature of sealed sometimes. I think my deck is not the strongest deck, but that's partially because my cards just didn't line up in ways that like gave me my like best cards all in the same colors, I don't think, but I take 2 here for sure. Ooh. Oh, man. So this is definitely a card I have to cast this turn. So it will put 2 counters onto a creature, but it puts 3 counters up because of Flux Channeler. Or I can like put it onto Trusted Pegasus, make it into a 5/5 and this into a 7/7, and then make him jump the Thunder Drake. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good. Oh, they concede. Wow, we managed to pull that game out. He was going to have to chump the 7/7, and then we were going to kill him the next turn. Wow, that's crazy stuff. I really didn't think we had a chance that game, but that's why you never hit that concede button. Wow, that was pretty crazy. Yeah, the deck pretty much, the stealth mission came in clutch there. That proliferate, we didn't make any changes, so I guess we'll save it. Oh, oops. But yeah, that was pretty much exactly what we wanted to have happen with our deck. We kind of went all in on that proliferate, and it ended up working out with the very crucial top deck. But overall, that was our game plan, and we stuck to it, and our opponent had a pretty good deck. I mean, they played a lot of good cards. They probably shouldn't have conceded there because they could have maybe drawn a removal spell. But Thunder Drake would have had the chump block. Yep. So we're even playing cards like Iron Bully because it puts a counter. So that makes all of our proliferate much better. On the draw, we're going to keep this hand because we're going to hit lands with this type of hand on the draw in most of our games. Definitely not going to try and save the Iron Bully to put stuff on our flyer, I don't think. I think here we're just going to play the Iron Bully on turn 3 because Menace is also like an evasive ability as well. Because on turn 4 we want to be casting Tamiyo's Epiphany, not the Sea Hilly Silverwing. Go, Iron Bully. I'm glad it just automatically does that. That's so nice. Sure, Thundering Ceratok. And here we'll get our value from the Wanderer while we can. It's always good to just use that at a pretty early opportunity, because then it just sits in play and makes life difficult for the opponent. And now if we do draw a land to proliferate, we can get a counter on this and a counter on our Wanderer. Sure. So... Let's play Erratic Visionary. And then attack the Angrath. And then Gideon's Triumph the 2/2 when it attacks our Wanderer, maybe? Or maybe if it attacks our Wanderer, we just let it hit the Wanderer, because we're going to be proliferating onto it anyway. Sure. But we don't want our Wanderer to die, that's for sure. So we'll probably just kill his 3/3. Perfect. So now we have mana that we need. We'll just cast our Silver Wing here. Since we don't really care if the Angrath dies, we're just trying to stop it from getting proliferated on or something, we'll just use maximize damage to the face. And now we'll see what our opponent's drawing. They're drawing a forest. Okay. Not the most important information, but it's still good information to have. Oh, goody. Oh, that's great. Okay. So we will save our Wanderer Strike. We will just use the Wanderer. Because our opponent probably has another big creature, but at this point we want to just make sure we're... Wow, that was good. We're just going to get rid of all the lands. We'll draw lands eventually to cast our Bulwark Giant, but we just want to... Okay, perfect. Maybe we should have kept one land, but we have enough mana to cast the Wanderer Strike, and I'm sure we'll hit lands eventually. Tolsimir. Okay. There we go. We hit a land. Perfect. So we can play Teo's Light Shield. So this is whenever a wolf... Okay, so if he has the Arlen Cord, then we're in a little bit of trouble with that. But generally, we're going to try and diversify our threats here. We're going to put the Light Shield out and put the counter onto the Silver Wing. And then we're going to play the Pegasus. Because the Silver Wing can now block his guys. No attacks. And we now have 2 counters and the Wanderer. So if he plays a big creature this turn, we can Wanderer Strike Tolsimir or the Wolf minus the Wanderer. Oh, right. The Wanderer protected me from the Wolf. I just realized that. Wanderer Clutchness. Heck yes, Wanderer. Heck yes. Oh, that's so good. We are safe. Oh, it's got a little, like, glisten around the edge. Oh, this deck fills me with joy. Tolsimir, friend to wolves. Schnitzel Prince. Well, that's really bad for me. Holy heck. Jeez. Ouch. That's an ouchy moment. Yeah, we can't protect it, so we're just gonna let it die now. Well, that's bad for me. Yeah, this card just gets a straight up 3 for 1 every time you cast it. Definitely fair and balanced. We will attack. But next turn we have Tamiya's Epiphany to reload, and we are still in this game because we got so much value from our Wanderer and our cards so far. The Snare Spinner. So any land is bad here, but I do like all these cards. Not really the Ajani's Pridemate so much, because we already used some of our life gain, so we're going to get rid of the Ajani's Pridemate too. Put it above the plains, though. But Stealth Mission and Wanderer Strike are both pretty good here. They give us some nice little burst tools. No attacks. End turn. So we're going to put the stealth mission onto the Bulwark Giant probably at some point. But right here we want to hold up the Dovin's Veto because, yeah. I just said cuz, yeah, but we want to protect our stuff, and this isn't the turn to go all out. Next turn we'll be able to hold up Dovin's Veto and use Wanderer's Strike. Yeah, how about no? How about no on the Spark Harvest? That guy's about to go on a stealth mission. He can't be allowed to kill, like, die right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is going to be good. So we're going to stealth mission up our Bulwark Giant. And hope he doesn't die, because it's going to be really hard for him to deal with this now. He just tried to use a removal spell, so hopefully he doesn't have too many more. Ooh, Pollen Bright Druid. Countering up the Snare Spinner. Nice. Ah, the Friend of Wolves was thwarted by the Wanderer. So we're going to exile one of his... let's exile the 3/3. Because it just has the most power. But counters. Now he'll have to chump block. Perfect. We don't want to trade off our Iron Bully because it's only getting bigger. It's only getting bigger. We'll hold this to protect against Davriel shenanigans. Ouch. Jesus. That's brutal. Why didn't he get back Tolsimir? Oh, we exiled it. Nice. Okay, so now he is going to proliferate for sure. Yup. So now we have a pretty clear Snare Spinner kill. Him attacking here is a bold move for sure. No blocks. Okay. So we will Wanderer Strike that. So he has to chump this, so which means he can't block Iron Bully. So Iron Bully is just going to do the safe play, take out his Angrath. Or Angrath can make this into a 5/5. Jeez, he's doing it again? Oh, come on now. That's uncalled for. Oh, nice. I'm glad we were playing these lands out. Because now my guy becomes a 6/6. You can't block them all. I should have attacked with the Light Shield just to send a message. Yes! Oh, man, our deck is really firing on all cylinders. See, even Iron Bully has a home. I'm pretty proud of the way this deck is performing. Because it's all about knowing the context and how you plan on winning the game. Like, Stealth Mission is one of our good cards in this deck just because of how things are working out. Okay, and this is a keep. We have the Teferi's Time Twist. It does put counters on things. It's not like the greatest hand, but it has a Nahiri, and we can exile our Nahiri. If he attacks, we can Nahiri -2, kill this thing, which would be nice. Why is our planes glitching like that? Whew. Sure. If he puts the counter onto the Enforcer, that's really good for us. These proliferate decks, as we can account, generally like having more creatures with the counter, so you can start playing proliferate cards. But we're kind of nipping that in the bud. This is also going to gain us like 10 life. Oh, that's a really good card to have. And all of our cards are going to have first strike. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so Nahiri might not be long for this world. But we're going to try to get the Bulwark Giant down. Because we'd probably rather exile that and then be able to use the Dawnbreaker. Okay, that was a catastrophe. I probably should have not blocked there. But, I mean, I'm not going to play around all the removal in the book. I figured you might have a pump spell or something. Teo the Shield Mage, okay. Okay. So let's get this Dam Breaker out there. Yeah, we're not going to give you another Teo activation. Sorry, opponent. It's not that kind of day for us. We will use a Wanderer Strike on the 4 or 5. We have so many copies of it, we just don't want to be not casting stuff for this entire game. You have hexproof, not the permanents. Okay. Oh, this is definitely going to be getting killed. The Thundering Ceratok. No blocks. Why would it tap me out of stuff I could be representing? Let's just kill Teo. We don't want him to be making a ton of walls and then like drop a Huatli on me or something. Oh, Teo's gone. Sure. I hope he tries to drop a Wanderer Strike on my Dam Breaker. Okay, that's a really good draw, the Silver Wing. Okay. That's something that's good to know about. And if he has like a combat trick, we can get the Silver Wing with little Silver Wing pump action. Okay. Let's try and get through here. We don't want this to sit and play forever. It'll just draw him a bunch of cards in the long run. I'm okay taking 3 damage to deal 2 damage to this Kiora, I think. My opponent doesn't look like they have a ton of burst damage. But now that this thing can kill Kiora on its own, I'm fine with not... Oh, gosh. 6-drop. Oh, Tolsimir. Welcome to the party. Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, oh, goodness. Well, that's terrifying. Yikes. Let us, kill this thing. Then we will finish off Kiora because this costs... Oh, this costs 5 mana, but it's double green, so we can't cast it if we kill the Kiora. And now our own trusted Pegasus can potentially do some good work. No! Oh, oh, that's so sad. The sadness. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, goodness gracious me. That is a catastrophe. Oh, no. Well, we're not going to win this game. Oh, no. It happens, but geez, he has Tolsimir and Gitu, whatever the heck. And Wanderer just completely owned us. Get out of my house, Tolsimir. We can't just take 6. We have to kind of do something. Oh, goodness gracious me. Okay. Tamiya's Epiphany. Dovin's Veto we have to keep. Trusted Pegasus I don't think we can keep. We're going to have to kill this turn, so we need a land. And then we'll try to have this. So we're going to go land, then another Tamiya's Epiphany, and the Dovin's Veto. Because we just have to hope he can't do anything this turn. Oh yeah, submit the 0. Oh, we lose. GG. Oh man, we had to hope he didn't draw that for a turn. Rats. I think we might have actually made a comeback there if he hadn't drawn that forest for a turn. Well, we lost that round. We are 2-1 with the deck so far. Let's hope we can get some more wins. Of course, MTG Arena mocks me by showing V2 Gazu. Unfortunate. That was a rough game. We're going to keep this hand, though. We have 3 spells, 4 lands. We can cast most of our spells. We have a Pride Mate, which potentially does some stuff. We have, like, 1 source of life gain, and... Ooh. This is going to go well. Teo's Light Shield and the Iron Bully, plus a Wanderer's Strike. Let's just put the Iron Bully into play. Put that counter onto the Pride Mate. And then a Light Shield can put the counter on the Bully. And then they will work together in harmonious loyalty. Oh, poor opponent. Little do they know that the Light Shield is going to come down and buff up my Bully. Once Dovin's gone, Wanderer Strike is a thing again. Kolbjorn. Interesting. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of Dovin. Ashiok. 1, 2, 3, 4. What went to my exile zone? Okay, sure. I'm not super worried about the Dovin, so let's just hit the Ashiok so he can't just mill me out. Because Dovin only has one use left in him anyway. Oh yeah, that's getting countered. Okay, so he hit some decent cards, but he hit a couple lands too, so I'm not super worried about that. And I have my Erratic Visionary that I'm going to start using. Okay. Perfect. So we can play Trusted Pegasus. I think getting rid of a card is more important than 2 damage to his face. So we're going to loot away this land with our Erratic Visionary here. Our opponent has a lot of spells in hand, so we're going to have to compete with that at some point. They have 5 spells because we know they're missing land drops. Our Wanderer Strike is pretty good here. Sure. Let's get rid of that, so now we can cast our Jace if we draw it. Okay. We will play the third one, and now we will Wanderer Strike away the Skylord. Perfect. Submit those two. We will attack, 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 attack. We will give the Erratic Visionary flying. Iron Bully's doing good work. I've liked it in this deck. And now our Trusted Pegasus plus a Johnny's Pridemate is scary, and overall our opponent's in a real pickle. And we can even Erratic Visionary before combat if we really need a removal spell. Though we only have 1 Wanderer Strike left out of 17, so. Okay. Let's just make the obvious attacks. Sure. Well, I have immediate regret. Whoops. Though we probably don't want to use it to save that guy anyway. We want to save our Trusted Pegasus. I should have used this before combat anyway. In case I drew a Wanderer Strike or something. Oh, what are you going to target, bud? What do you know? Haha! Victory. Teferi's Time Twist. Doing good work. I like it. I like our deck. The synergy is good, and we're having success with it. It might say my record's 3-2, but the first round was not with this deck or this kind of build, so we're really 3-1 with this deck. And yeah, it's really working well. I like the proliferate synergies, and overall they've been effective. Hopefully we get paired soon. Whew. Zyronak, our fearsome foe, our adversary. On the play, we're gonna have to mulligan this. We only have 9 planes, so the odds of drawing a planes before like we just lose to mana screw is not high. Wow, the exact same hand, but we have to keep now because we don't want to go to 5. That sucks. Going to 5 is just so bad. If we draw planes here, we're okay. Heck yes. Heck yes, game. Rewarded. We're okay. Just need one more land to get to this Epiphany. We haven't drawn our Jace a single time, which is kind of funny. Now our counter spell is disguised. Aw, not cool, bro. I was gonna have my Teferi's Time Twist up for that. Okay, Visionary's good. It blocks. It is a blocker. It's better than it's worse than drawing a land to get the Teferi's Epiphany rolling, but it'll save us 2 damage a turn for a couple turns. Aha! Monsieur Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, and we're dead. Rats. We were going to need to hit a land, then we were going to time twist our guy back, have a blocker for all his guys. We're never going to be able to hold up a counterspell this game. We're going to need this life gain. Going to probably need to time twist this guy back at some point. Oh, no big deal. We're dead. Oh, that's sweet animation, though, I will say. Even if we hit a land drop, we were still probably dead. Just perfect. Okay. Well, that is the game. And that is going to do it for this sealed video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you made it all the way to the end, say hashtag sealed strategy in the comments section down below to let me know you made it all the way to the end. I do hope you enjoyed it. Let me know by leaving a comment if you did, and by hitting that thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel. That's going to do it for the sealed. I hope your pre-releases went well, and I will talk to you in my next video.